Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get to the flood threat right away and what I'm seeing out there in the Caribbean. Now, it's kind of painful because some of us have been way too dry. Now others are getting dumped on, and that is classic Caribbean weather with tropical downpours and with drought. So I'm thinking of you dealing with the water restrictions while I do this video for you to pass along where we're getting too much water. I'm watching an area of low pressure down here by Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, and Venezuela. That's one spot that's going to get flooding. Another spot I'm watching carefully is Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico for isolated flooding over the next 2 to 3 days. And still watching the rain near the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Plus, I want to get into the potential of tropical development. I do believe there is a chance of a tropical depression or tropical storm to form very close to the Bahamas and off the southeast coast of the United States, off the coast of the Carolinas, Georgia, or Florida by the time we get into next week. Now out here's Africa watching a new tropical wave coming off. It is not going to develop. Another tropical wave right here. That was the first tropical wave of the season. Also not developing, but as these march closer to the eastern Caribbean, that will eventually help kind of increase that chance of rain. But let me get a closer look here. Bahamas, we've got 700 plus islands here. Northern Bahamas, better shape. Central, southern, by the Turks and Caicos, better chance of rain. But this is an old front. And even watching the eastern end of Cuba, but more so Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico for that higher chance of rain. My friends in the British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, right on the edge of some rain, so I'll keep an eye on that. But here's the blob kind of filtering into parts of Panama, Costa Rica. These are really tall clouds. When you see the brighter colors on a satellite, this satellite that I use for you, it's a tropical satellite. The brighter the colors telling me the taller the clouds, and in that, of course, that would hold more rain. And you see it here stretching from Venezuela, Colombia, back through Panama, Costa Rica. This is going to provide heavy areas of rain, some downpours as we go forward. Now out here, I do want to touch on the eastern Pacific. Lots of moisture building here, and almost all of the models are hinting at a spin up as we get into next week. The hurricane season already ongoing in the eastern Pacific. It started May 15th, so a little spin up possible here as well. Keep an eye on that as we get into the upcoming week. All right, let me get you back into the Caribbean and what we're seeing. Here's Jamaica, Cayman Islands. By the way, my friends in Trinidad and Tobago, better chance of scattered showers. I was talking about that for us in yesterday's video. Now here's some of the rain today. This is this afternoon. Again, Bahamas, near the Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. What's interesting about this flood threat is it's not all day stuff, but where we get it, we'll get those tropical downpours. Same thing, not all of Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia, but we'll see those spotty showers that will be possible, becoming a little more widespread with the daytime heating. Inland Colombia, Venezuela watching the rain, but Guyana, Suriname also seeing that elevated chance of rain today. And again, some of that feeding toward Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines can get some scattered showers. But look at this map, and this really spells out the flood threat as we get into tomorrow. See the brighter colors on the radar? That would be heavier rain. Areas of heavier rain for parts of Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and there we go, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, parts of Costa Rica. Costa Rica, we're going to be right on the edge of it. But these, after being so dry, are big-time tropical downpours. And that means since the land is so dry, the runoff is going to be a little more intense. It'll be quick to get into the rivers and streams. And then look what happens as we pull forward into Monday. Still that chance of isolated flooding, Puerto Rico. And then on Monday, I mentioned the British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, rain chance picks up as well as St. Lucia, Barbados, Dominica, Guadeloupe, over toward Martinique. We could get some showers. And again, that spot I was talking about yesterday that has been too dry. St. Kitts and Nevis, you get back toward Antigua and Barbuda and Anguilla. I'm watching you because we have been way too dry. But you see Trinidad and Tobago by Monday, that rain chance is going up. Got you covered on that. All right, that takes care of that, but I want to get back to the flooding in a second. I want to show you some specific forecasts, but look at this. So here's the broader picture. This is this afternoon. Now, a couple things going on. Look at this in the United States. My friends in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, seeing some of the scattered showers with a front. I mentioned about 4 or 5 days ago that there'd be a system diving down here. That's exactly what's happening. So let me take you out in time and let's advance forward. Let me get into next week. That system dives down, and two things going on here. Still the blob of rain, higher chance of rain in the eastern Caribbean. You see that all here. And that's good news where we need to get some of the rain. But back here, seeing this area of rain pulling off the coast of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. By the way, Bermuda, we're going to see some heavier rain as we get into early next week. But it's this area here that is hinting, both the European model and the American model, the GFS, are both hinting at a spin up. Now, the European model, just kind of an area of rain, nothing too crazy. GFS wants to make it more of a tropical depression or tropical storm. But either way, you see as we get into Thursday, this blob of rain here, this is what could develop. Now, does it develop here? Does it develop over here or more toward Bermuda? Kind of a wait and see on that. How much does it develop? Usually you don't get a ton of development this time of year, but there is that chance by the time we get into the end of next week that something could spin up. But the early indications are that it would lift more to the north, so kind of away from Florida and then up toward either New England or the Carolinas, and it could be a hybrid system. So maybe not truly tropical in nature, maybe a little more subtropical. Either way, could be a big-time rainmaker. And again, watching some tropical waves trying to work their way into the Caribbean. So I'll be watching out for that as we get into the week ahead. Clearly lots to cover. Now, as far as rain goes, 2-day total. So this takes us through tomorrow night. Now, the brighter colors you're seeing here, the pinks and the whites, that's 75 millimeters or 3 inches of rain, up to 100 millimeters or 4 inches of rain. And you see how it's not everyone, but where we get those downpours, that is going to lead to intense runoff and a quick rise in those rivers. That's why I wanted to do this video. I do this channel for safety, and we're going to be seeing that across Haiti, the Dominican Republic, where we could get some spots. Some spots could get over 100 millimeters of rain. As we get into Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, rain chance will be picking up the next few days. But Colombia back toward Panama, look at those bright colors popping up. We could see some spots upwards of 125 millimeters of rain. Again, not for the entire area, but those isolated areas, and that's the concern as we move forward. Taking it more back into the Western Caribbean, where we have been too dry. Another spot we've been too dry, parts of Mexico, Belize, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, not a lot Nicaragua. Costa Rica, by the way, would be more to the south, or at least southern zones, and then swinging back toward Panama, where we'd have some of the higher rain totals over the next couple days. So let me get you into some of the forecasts in the flood zones. And you see in Costa Rica today a 40% chance of rain, 50% chance Sunday, Monday a 70% chance. But again, it favors the southern tier of Costa Rica. We swing back toward Panama, that rain chance is way up. And if you do get rain, and a lot of us will, you get those big time downpours. Today, tomorrow, 80 to 90% chance of rain, going down some as we get into early next week. All right, swinging back toward Haiti, rain chance 60 to 70%. If you're in a spot that doesn't get rain, here's the thing. If you're in a spot that doesn't get rain in Haiti, you may still get flooding. Just a village town over, there could be a lot of rain, and then you get that runoff coming down the hillsides, mountainsides, coming through the rivers, and then coming into your direction. So I want to point that out. You may be going through a crossing in Haiti, and may have been sunny all day, and we have been so hot across the board. It may have been sunny all day, and then all of a sudden there's a sharp rise in the rivers, okay, from a storm that's not too far away. So I want to let you know about that. Again, it doesn't have to be raining to get this type of flooding. So heads up at those crossings, and it takes just a foot of water to move a vehicle, and I'm talking about a Jeep or a car. So moving water, foot of water, could swipe off a Jeep or a car. So again, less for, say, a motorcycle. So please keep that in mind. Dominican Republic, rain chance 70% today, 60% tomorrow. Same thing. Doesn't need to be raining to get the flooding. It could rain in one area, and then some of that water could filter into your direction. Puerto Rico, 50-60% chance of rain the next few days, 60% chance again on Monday. So we're going to see that rain chance kind of bouncing around a little bit in Puerto Rico. So isolated areas of flash flooding, the quick rise in the rivers and streams, I was just talking about that. That is the concern. Please watch those crossings. I've been in those spots where all of a sudden that river rises very quickly, and I'm trying to get across either on a motorcycle or walking through. That is a big issue. Land and rock slides are going to be possible too, again, with some of the heavier rain, and some spots over 100 millimeters of rain. So keep me posted what's going on where you are. I know some spots, again, baking in the heat as well. I'll try to get to those comments throughout the day. Please be safe if you're dealing with the flooding, and I hope you have a good day ahead.